Hello everyone, this is Void Spirit. I'm here to bring you guys amazing fanfiction that you will surely enjoy. But before we start, please subscribe and like the video for more amazing content. Chapter 1. The Demon King, with the death of his beloved Anos, takes his rightful place as the Demon King. He promised to avenge the death of her beloved, and those who stand in his way will die, be they be a human, spirits, or even gods themselves. He would kill them all. For thousands and thousands of years war had been happening in the world. One side was the humans with their hero and his allied from other races, and on the other was the demons. Leading them was the man called the Demon King of Tyranny, the one that slayed the god, the one that brings tyranny to another level. On the Demon King's castle, Anos was seating on his throne. He sits there in silence as he was reminiscing about the past, about Remy who had died. He was thinking that if he just arrived sooner, would he be able to save her? He keeps thinking about it until he remembered the promise that he made to Remy, that he would create a peaceful world. Was I doing really worth it? Anos said, since all of those that are responsible for Remy's death had been killed and erased from existence. Promise me that we will build a world where everyone can leave with smiles on their face. The vision of Remy flashed through his head. Anos then smiled and said, I think this is enough. She would be angry at me if I keep this going, Anos said as he stands from his throne and used Gadam to teleport to the human kingdom Azeshan. There he was confronted by the humans with their hero. What are you doing here, Anos Voldigode? The hero asks. Hero Kanan, if you want to end this war, come to my castle. I wanted to have peace, Anos said as he once again used Gadam to teleport back to his castle. The humans were left speechless, and some I've thought that it was a trap. After a day of waiting, Kanan arrived at Anos' castle. When Kanan and his part enter, Anos was seating on his throne. Hero Kanan, I wanted to speak to you to create a more peaceful world, Anos spoke. Kanan then clenched his hand into a fist and spoke to Anos. After all this time of suffering and killing humans, now you want peace, Kanan said. Indeed, I do want peace, so what do you say? Anos said. Demon King Anos, how many humans have you killed until now? Kanan said, and Anos stared at him coldly. I could ask. You the same, Hero Kanan. How many demons have you killed? Anos replied. You humans was the one who started this pointless war. You killed my kind without remorse, Anos said. Do you really think I would believe your words? Kanan asks. I don't expect you to believe them, and I don't care if you don't. What I'm saying is the truth. You humans are the very first to initialize this war, Anos said. Kanan just remained silent, and so does his companions. Tell me, Kanan, how much do you believe in humans? Anos said. I believe in them with all my heart. And I can't trust the words of a demon, especially if it's coming from you who killed so many innocent people, Kanan said. I see you know I have met a person that has the same belief as you. She believes that it is good in every people's heart. She was carefree and a bit naive, but she never turned a blind eye to what is wrong and what is right, Anos said, which confused Kanan. I may have killed so many humans, but those that I killed were involved in her death, Anos said. What are you talking about? Kanan said. I see, so you don't even know about the first hero before you, Anos said, and Kanan and his companion became surprised since they didn't know that there is another hero before Kanan. She was my world and you human took her from me, Anos said as he let out his aura. You humans tortured her, all because she loved someone like me, all because she loved a demon. You humans experimented on her. I did what I have to do to avenge her death. I did what I have to do to protect those who are dear to me, Anos said. Tell me what will happen if the demons perish? Anos asked Kanan, but Kanan didn't answer. The answer to that is simple. Even if demons perish, humans will seek a new enemy. They'll wipe out the spirits for their differences. They'll turn on the gods that created them, and once the gods are no more, you humans will turn on each other. Just like how you all turned your back against Remy, Anos saw with the last word in a whisper. It's true. Humans do have their faults, but I want to believe in mankind. I want to believe in the kindness of humanity. And I'm sorry for what my kind did to your loved ones. Kanan said as Anos chuckled. You truly have the same belief as her. You are a soft-hearted hero just like her. Will you listen to my proposal? Anos said. All right, I'll listen, Kanan said as Anos explained to him that by sacrificing his life he will create a barrier that will divide the world into four. These four worlds will be separated by a world, and the gate between this world will be sealed for thousands of years. After Anos finished explaining, Kanan asks a question. Will you really sacrifice your life just for the sake of peace? You are called the Demon King? Kanan asks. I don't actually care on what I'm called, but I will not actually die. In a few thousands of years I will be reincarnated, Anos said as Kanan fell silent. After a while he spoke. Alright, I'll believe you, Kanan said for the second time. Anos now knew why some white people like Remy and Kanan are chosen as a hero. Thank you, Anos said as a small smile came on his face. I never thought that the day when the Demon King would thank me, Kanan said with a laugh a little. And I never thought I would thank another hero other than Remy, Anos said. Then the two locked their gazes. Their beliefs might be different, but they acknowledge the power of each other's hearts. Let's begin, Anos said as he puts his hands in front of his eyes and countless magic particles of black light appears and began to rise from the castle. Many magic letters appeared on the walls, floors, ceilings, etc., the words being drawn or cramped together. This body is the entrance for the magical power, Anos said as he steps forward and exposes his defenseless body. First, the Grand Spirit Reno and then the Creation God Militia turned their palms towards him and loosed an extremely pure white wave. It was like looking at a star, it was dazzling. A bundle of infinite magic power. No matter how much magic power was poured into his body, the Demon King Anos absorbed it all. Finally, Kanan pulled out the holy sword Evansmana. The preparations for the reincarnation? Kanan asks. Already done. You can do it, Anos replied. Then the torrent of magic power was intense, crackling and scattering sparks everywhere. It was loud enough to rupture your ears. It could not endure the use of the grand magic that was absorbing all the magical power of the world, and the Demon King's castle began to collapse. Kanan kicks the floor and thrusts the holy sword forward. Magic is fed into it and the blade becomes pure white before piercing through the heart of the Demon King Anos. Gofu. Blood drips from the chest of Anos. His lips become wet and red. With this, his promises were finally fulfilled. He was fed up. The fighting, this barren world. He was tired since he lost the one that gave him hope.
Hero Kanan. Thank you once again. If you are also reborn in 2000 years, Anos said. It will be as your friends. Kanan finished Anos's sentence and the Demon King Anos laughed. Farewell, Anos said as his body disappeared with the light. On the other hand, the vessel of Veldanava died since it loved a human and was punished by his creation. The girl that Veldanava throws into the cycle of reincarnation had been reborn as a human on a place called Earth. The girl leaves there and continues her life. She now goes by the name of Makami Satomi, an average salary girl that lived as a normal human being born in an era of peace. Or at least that's what she thinks.